of all time if he wins the title anytime before May 5, 1988. And there is already discussion behind the scenes in boxing of a possible match between Tyson and WBC heavyweight champ Trevor Berbick as early as December of this year. But first, he must get by this fight against James Quick Tillis. And we'll be back for round one right back in Glens Falls, New York, as you look at the tale of the tape between these two heavyweights. The significant stat there, both fighters entered the ring somewhat 25, fought at over 214 pounds. Today he is 207 3/4. The referee is Joe Cortez. There are 3 judges who will score the fight on the round system with supplemental point scoring in case of a draw. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. No standing. Tyson in the black trunks and James Quick Tillis in the white. Customarily, Mike Tyson does not feel his opponents out in round one. He tries to take them out.
He tried to take Quick Tillis out with that first punch he threw, and Tillis showed why he may be a little bit different. He moved right out of the way of it, and Mike missed by quite a bit. The key to the fight will be Tyson cutting off the ring and pinning Tillis in corners and on the ropes like he did right there. Quick Tillis is 7 pounds lighter than Terrell Biggs. That would indicate, the look of him would indicate he's in much better condition. I think the postponement allowed him to get in better condition, will allow him to move more. The question is, how long can he move? His record is he's dangerous early, Jim. Can hurt you with either hand early in a fight, but has always faded and tired badly.
See Tillis delivering the left jab and following with the right. He is not running away from Tyson, and Tyson goes to work on the body. Some say that what sets Tyson apart is the intensity and the effect of his attack to the body.
It is amazing to see such a young fighter understand so well the importance of body punching. Generally, it takes a veteran to understand that by punching to the body, you can take all that movement away from James Tillis, and that's what Mike Tyson plans to do.
You saw Tyson with the left hook splitting Tillis's guard and getting the punch through moments ago as he had Tillis in the corner. It's the referee, the only one of the 3 judges in Las Vegas a few weeks ago.
Tillis, which is a punch that should be effective against someone who comes in burrowing in like Tyson does. For some reason, Tillis landed. He was so shocked he grabbed. Quick Tillis cannot, in my opinion, win a decision in this fight, Jim. He has to try to take Tyson out while he's
behind the head. When he ties a fighter up, he customarily does it by tying them up behind the head. That will not deter Tyson from flailing away at the body, as he did right there.
And Joe Cortez, the referee, quite properly did not break the fighters because Tyson's hands were not tied up. Again, the right uppercut just missed that time by Tillis.
Late in round one, a round in which Tillis has not acquitted himself too badly, as he has managed to stay away from Tyson's thunderbolts, although he just took a right hand. We'll be back. We bring you back for round 2, and you hear the bell. As you saw before we went away, Tyson did land 1 punch after the bell had sounded to end round 1.
Most people in boxing, if they're looking for a way to beat Mike Tyson, believe it will be done by a fighter who is able to move and punch effectively on the move, as Henry Tillman did in winning 2 fights from Tyson in the Olympic trials as amateur.
Landed 2 solid left hands.
The difference, obviously, is here Mike Tyson has 10 rounds to wear down his opponent. He had to go all out in the 3 rounds amateur limit.
Lost to Tillman in the Olympic trials. Right hand lands flush on the cheek of Quick Tillis, but that was an extended right hand. He was not in close enough to do maximum damage.
Yeah, but he was hurt by the punch, even though it was, as you say, extended. Simply a matter here of Tyson finding the range. He can't be too far outside, but he can't cut so close that he allows Tillis to grab him, as Tillis will always do when Mike lets him.
Tyson can be hit. He was openly disappointed with the number of times that Steve Zowski landed on him in his last fight.
And he custom auto-trained fighter, prides himself on his defense. And Mike really was disappointed that Zowski hit him with some right.
The right hand by Tillis was blocked there.
A jab by Mike Tyson, a rare punch for him in his first 19 fights. A punch that he is seeing it more in training and says that we'll see a lot more of in this fight. He just tried it there until Tillis knocked down two of them. Good head movement by Tyson coming in.
For the moment, Tyson is not near that he must have for a fighter of Tillis' experience.
He won't knock Tillis out with it, but he will wear him down and bring his hands down so he can land punches to the head.
He got him with the left, and you saw seriously hurt, but Tyson has begun to break through the guard around the face. And there's a right hand as Tyson continues to land and round two ends.
Okay. Any custom fighter prides himself on his defense. And Mike really was hit him with some.
Glens Falls, New York, for the beginning of round three. More than 8,000 people here in the Glens Falls Civic Center. Almost all of them rooting for the fighter that Upper New York State thinks of as its own Mike Tyson.
Right now, all of the aggression is out of Mike Tyson. He is keeping his distance. He's trying to learn how to box with James Quick Tillis. It is not, or has not been to date, his fight. So if Quick Tillis has done nothing else, at the present time, he's taken Mike Tyson out of his game plan.
Trainer and co-manager Bo Williford said that he had been working with him for the last 6 weeks, tying up Tyson's arms. At that time, Tyson got the left hand through again after ducking a Tillis punch.
Just one punch for Mike, and that's not typical. He has to put punches together when he gets inside. His hands go.
He is being considerably more careful than in his previous 19 appearances.
Remember against Jesse Ferguson, that look at the hand speed by Tyson.
Such quick hands. We'd like to alert our local stations along the...
Survived for the most part. The punch that turned the fight around was a combination actually.
Come on, get those arms out. Come on, work out there.
This is an important learning experience for Mike Tyson. He's going to have to be able to handle a Quick Tillis to get to the top of the event. He is right now. And Tillis is making a mistake of trying to trade with Mike Tyson. He should be moving off the ropes. Instead, he got into a little bit of macho there, and Quick Tillis is not going to be around long fighting that way. Again, he scores with the right uppercut. Does Quick Tillis.
Repeatedly, Tillis has scored with the right uppercut. But Tyson is beginning to wear down Tillis' defenses, particularly when he... Round three coming to a close. And Mike Tyson warms to the task once again as the round comes to a close. Back with more after this word from our local station.
He's going to have to be able to handle a Quick Tillis to get to the top of the event. He is right now.
Beginning of round four, Jim Lampley with Alex Wallow in Glens Falls, New York. If you are scoring in rounds, as they do here in New York State, I had the first round even, and have given rounds 2 and 3 to Mike Tyson. He didn't get all of it. And
the best punch he scored in a couple of rounds. He should put punches together. Punch in combination. He also can't lunge in with that left hook like that because he's going to get caught.
And having felt what Tillis has to offer in the way of the uppercut and that one left hook which scored, Tyson now appears to be a little less shy about stepping up inside.
Interestingly, Mike Tyson is taking them. I mean, he doesn't want to get hit with them. But one of the questions are hurt. He can punch when he's fresh like this. Switches left-handed. Tillis is a converted southpaw.
For Tyson. Look at how low he gets to duck under those punches.
There. Right now, Mike Tyson is having really the things that work for him normally are not working for him, and he's going to have to go to things that are a little bit more sophisticated. He's going to have to cut the ring off better, has to let his hands be busier, and at the same time avoid getting hit himself.
As for 1981, he went 15 rounds with the very dangerous puncher Mike Weaver, largely by staying away. But on the other hand, he suffered a technical knockout in the first round against Tim Witherspoon 2.5 years ago.
You'd have to say that is a fluke, the loss to Witherspoon before he got punched. Again, he lunges in, it gets caught!
The left hand drops Tillis onto the seat of his pants as round 4 is coming to a close.
I'm not so sure that his right foot wasn't stepped on, causing that knockdown. There was definitely a punch, but I believe that Tillis's right foot was stepped on by Tyson at the moment the blow landed.
Let's take a look at the knockdown.
I'm clearly wrong. He lunges back in a punching position with not the full power of Mike Tyson. Let me repeat that there was no tripping involved. It was a clean punch.
Year of Tyson, another custom auto-trained fighter. The longest Tyson bout was the fight against Jesse Ferguson. A TKO at 1 minute 19 seconds of the 6th round. Now round 5 begins here in Glens Falls. Tillis still willing to trade leather with Tyson.
I don't think that was a punch. The knockdown punch was a punch that hurt quick Tillis. Did not look to me to be the beginning of the end.
He might have learned not to lunge so badly with the left hand, though. And there you see.
For holding behind the head, Tillis switches briefly to southpaw and goes back. And again, he holds behind the head. Is not doing his job in those clinches. His hands are free, but he isn't using them. Right there, there's no reason for money puncher. He has it, he just isn't using it.
All right. But so far, he does not look hurt, as Alex pointed out. Looks rather fresh. Has had a tendency in the past to tire. This is not a good round so far. And again, not busy in the clinch. That's frankly astonishing because the opportunity is there for him to do a lot of damage.
There, he gave a half-hearted effort at that combination we talked about, the right to the body and the right uppercut, but he didn't land it. He did land punches at the end of the flurry. And that's what he has to do with Tillis. He has to keep punching. He's just letting isolated punches go. Like a single left hook, nothing behind it.
Heavyweight gold medalist Terrell Biggs. Tillis extended Biggs to the full 8 rounds, where Biggs got the decision, and that was on January 25.
2 good short chopping right hands by Tillis. Tyson waiting for Tillis to open up, and those 2 body punches did. Quick Tillis was hurt by those 2 body punches.
And the right hand got through the guard onto the cheek of Tillis, who looks a little the worse for wear now in the last minute of round 5. So after a slow first minute and a half in this round, Mike Tyson has reapplied those how to close out a round and leave an impression in the minds of the judges.
Quick Tillis hurt by the 2 body punches.
We are back for round 6. And it's a piece of trivia at best, but now Tillis has an opportunity to go farther with Tyson than any of his previous opponents if he can last past 119 of this round.
Well, I think if Mike continues to fight this way, Tillis has the chance to break the knockout string. He's got to be busier. Tillis does have a tendency to tire very badly in late rounds. He was exhausted at the end of his 8-round fight with Tyrell Biggs, and this is a 10-round fight. But Mike Tyson has to throw punches that mean something and throw them in combination. Those are just arm punches. There's nothing on those punches. He's just trailing Tillis around the ring. Not cutting it off effectively.
Come on, work out of there. Come on, work out your hands.
Allowing himself to get tied up, accepting clinches.
Now the crowd begins to implore Tyson. give them something a little bit more exciting than what he has demonstrated here. And now it becomes clear that the bid to stop by Luis Rivera in Troy, New York, a couple of months ago. That punch missed.
Since we are talking about the possibility of the fight going the distance, Tyson 3 rounds, Tillis 1 round and 1 round even. I did not score the 4th round, which is the round in which a knockdown, a 10-8 round for Tyson. I only gave it a 10-9 round for Tyson because of the fact
point system is, of course, supplemental only. The round system stands up unless there is a draw. At 4:01 for Tyson. I've not given Tillis a round.
There are 2 ways of looking at what Mike is doing. One way is to say that he's pacing himself, he's waiting for the opening. The other way is to say that he's getting frustrated and getting taken out of his fight.
There was moments ago a brief combination to the very few times, perhaps the only time in the bout we've seen it. But again, he comes on at the end of the round. We are all the way through round 6. Mike Tyson and James Tillis will be back. We are back, and for the first time in a professional career which began 13 months ago, Mike Tyson enters round 7. Another heavyweight. Tyson with the lead in the fight to this point over James Quick Tillis, but fighting a curiously docile fight so far. Not nearly as busy in his 19 previous.
It almost looks right here like he's waiting for Tillis to make the fight, to come to him.
In case you've just joined us, it is Tillis, the fighting cowboy from Tulsa, Oklahoma, co-managed by Jim Jacobs and Bill Caton. Tillis co-managed by Bo Williford and Gary Bentley.
One curious thing that we learned before the fight about Tillis' condition, we said he's always tired late. Bo Williford and Gary Bentley found out after the Biggs fight, through the doctor's examination, that James Tillis has and wheat, which could make things difficult for a fighter who, on the day of a fight, eats wheat.
We have to assume that that was not his pre-fight meal today.
He actually was eating mainly cranberry juice. But it has helped his stamina, and I think he also trained harder for this fight. He realizes this fight means everything to him.
He has lost 4 of his last 5. And Bo Williford told me last night that if Tillis were to be knocked out today and wanting fan, and Tillis looks familiar to him, you may have seen him in the movie The Color Purple. He spent 2.5 weeks with Steven Spielberg and crew in Los Angeles, where they called him Dark Gable. There's a right hand by Tyson. And the uppercut.
Tillis is not noticeably hurt by that punch.
But he's cut. There is blood above his left eye.
Exactly right. Mike was a little bit extended with the punch, did not have the proper range for full power.
Now he's at the right range, though. He lands something here. This is where he can be effective. Again, not punching at the body when Tillis grabs him behind the head. Tillis landed a left, didn't seem to faze Tyson at all. We will stay here between rounds, as it is Tillis who tries to flurry at the end of round 7, with the blood now seeping out. Look back at the action.
Cut the ring off on him to be able to score effectively. I want to give James Quick Tillis credit. He's been in with a tough young bull, and he's fought harder and stronger really than I've ever seen him fight in his career, including the time he fought for the title. He is showing something that a lot of people have questioned over his career, and that is his heart. He is fighting back, moving, and still trying to win this fight.
Openly questioned Tillis' heart while he was working with him.
Angelo, he finally just gave up his fight. Tillis told us in the pre-fight interview that he found that spirit. Didn't know why he'd never had it, but said he found it for this fight. He was going to be a different fighter, and he has been.
You cannot quit there from the opening bell. He has not run away as he did 15 rounds against Weaver in 1981. Tyson looped that right hand, and you have to wonder if perhaps part of the marketing and publicity which has surrounded Tyson's rise. The same. It beats 20-0 with 19 knockouts.
There's no question that up till now, if the fight continues this way and goes to a decision, Tyson, in my opinion, will win the decision. He is not really hurt Quick Tillis, even though he has knocked him. Tillis stay in the fight. Tyrell Biggs really had Tillis.
Could that, in fact, Alex, be good for Mike Tyson?
Yeah, I think it's obvious for a fighter who punches with as much power and who places as much of his fight plan on power as Tyson does himself as well. It was inevitable that he was going to have to learn how to fight a guy who could move and box. It's good that he's fighting one like Quick Tillis.
Asking every day, when are you going to fight for the championship of the world?
Now, since he's demonstrated that he has not gotten exhausted, and well, he can't punch. Mike Tyson just went left-handed, and that was decidedly limited to a left-hand stance since his fourth professional fight. It means he's a little bit confused, a little bit frustrated, and he's willing to try any...
Falls, New York. James Quick Tillis enters round 9 with 19-year-old knockout phenomenon Mike Tyson. And in Tyson's round, or in Tyson's corner between rounds, trainer Kevin Rooney was imploring him to keep punching, not to stop punching, particularly in the clinches.
Come on, work out of it, guys. Come on.
In tight, his hands were free, and he did not punch. This Mike Tyson looks very much like the Mike Tyson who lost 2 close decisions to Henry Tillman in the heavyweight trials for the Olympic Games in 1984. He is confused by the movement. The movement does not allow him to hit a stationary would soon.
And Henry Tillman recently scored a first-round knockout over Bash Ali in a cruiserweight fight.
Well, Henry Tillman was very impressive winning the North American Boxing Federation cruiserweight title by scoring a sensational first-round knockout. First of all, I haven't seen all of Henry Tillman's fights. And second of all, he hasn't fought in the same division as Mike. He's been fighting as a cruiserweight. There's not as much talent down there. It's difficult to say. I was very impressed with Tillman against Bash Ali. He will be inevitably a future opponent of my heavyweight prospects.
Coming up immediately after this fight, our coverage of the Kentucky Derby, beginning of ABC Sports' run through the Triple Crown this spring. Right now we are in round 9. Mike Tyson well ahead in the scoring, or so we would judge it, against James.
I'm not sure he is looking for a knockout, Jim. I mean, he certainly isn't fight punching that he can't solve. But secondly, it's also possible that Mike Tyson is interested in how he is going to react to fighting rounds. He's heard all the doubters say he can't go 10 rounds. And that exactly is how he is going to respond in that kind of a fight that he is in no danger, in my opinion, of losing.
Maybe in the front of his mind. And again is not busy during the clinches when his hands are free and he has a chance to punch. Landed a right hand on Tillis's nose, but we have gotten to the end of round 9. We'll be back for the... We are back, and crowd tries to liven itself up, try to provide some encouragement to Mike Tyson. Most of them have come here today hoping to see a knockout, and frankly, expecting to see a knockout. Tyson tries to deliver with the right hand and...
The most power and zip he's had in his punches at this late stage in a fight that I can ever remember. Tyson knows it, and I just don't think he's going to take any unnecessary chances. You can be sure he wants to keep the knockout strength. Not going to take any unnecessary chances. He wants to win a decision, win a fight. He'll be 20-0.
Career somewhat, even with a loss if he stands up.
Well, this certainly is a respectable showing, and there certainly will be notoriety to the man who broke Mike Tyson's knockout string, especially if Mike doesn't know why a crowd is booing. You can't psychoanalyze 8,000 people. I think it's possible that they're disappointed in Mike's performance. They came here wanting to see him do what he's done in his previous 19 fights, and he doesn't appear at this point to be going all out to satisfy them.
Landed the longer a problem. It has been effectively stopped. Tillis comes straight in. And now Tyson. Good left hand. Tillis is still there.
Come on,
There will be very little doubt about the decision here. The scoring might be slightly different in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tillis continues to give a good account of himself.
And backs Mike Tyson Tyson up onto the ropes, which is a first.
A little of Tyson's own medicine. It will be interesting to see how Mike reacts to this. Closing with a flurry. The bell is going to sound. Big smile on the face of Bo Williford as he steps into the ring. I think he's quite proud, win or lose, of James Tillis. All right, now we are back live in Glens Falls, New York, and in the middle of the ring announcer Paul LaFleur with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official score. Judge Bernie Friedkin scores it 6 rounds to 4. Judge Allen scores it 6 rounds to 4. Judge Tony Moret scores it 8 rounds to 2. The winner by the winner in this decision is still undefeated, Mike Tyson.
Record now to 19, or make it 21.